Hey everyone, it's Tyler Strike from Universal Rackets, and today this is going to be an amazing video. Do you know why it's going to be an amazing video? Because if you watch this whole video, you are going to get 2 times as fast hands up at the kitchen than you had before watching this video. Once again, if you stay tuned for this whole video, I am going to give you so many tips, so many tricks, so many hacks that will give you twice as fast as hands at the kitchen. If you're in firefights, if you're in battles, you're going to be able to get to so many more balls. Your partner, your opponents are going to be going, wow, oh my gosh, hey, John, Nancy, your hands were so fast. And you're going to be like, why? Because I watched Universal Rackets pickleball video. So should we get started? Let's go. So the first tip that I want you to give you is you want to make sure that you take 2 steps inside the kitchen line and hit back and forth. Just kidding. That is what every single online and in-person pickleball coach says. Now, we do that drill at Universal Rackets as well. That's an amazing drill to do, but that's not the only way to get fast hands. Everyone tells you to do this, right? You have less reaction time, amazing. No. Are you guys actually ready? Because I'm going to give you tips and tricks that you have never heard before. Try every single one and see which one works for you. Different tips work for different people, not one size fits all, okay? So let's get started. So the first tip that I'm going to give every single person, and this is more of a mental mindset tip rather than a technical tip, is I want you to be proactive, not reactive. Once again, when you're playing pickleball and when you're up at the kitchen, I want you, instead of reacting to the ball, I want you to prepare and try to be in the proper position. Players, they have fast hands not only because their reflexes are super fast, but because they are able to anticipate. If you can anticipate in pickleball, you're going to be so much better off and you will have twice as fast hands prior to you not anticipating. So how do we anticipate in pickleball? It's very simple. If you ever see your opponent take a big backswing, that means that they are going to hit the ball fast to you. So what are you going to do? You're going to do a certain thing that I'm going to tell you in a couple of minutes. If you ever pop the ball up in the air, what does that mean? Your opponent is going to hit the ball fast at you. If your partner ever pops the ball up in the air, what are you going to do? You are going to anticipate that your opponent is going to hit the ball fast at you. If you're playing a quote-unquote banger, what are you going to do? You're going to know that they're going to hit the ball fast at you. So you need to anticipate that these hard balls are going to come at you. Now, anticipating hard balls that are going to come at you, now you need to learn what to do. A lot of players, they're anticipating it, the ball comes and then they're being reactive to the shot. Instead of being reactive to the shot, I want you to be proactive. Now, how do we be proactive up at the kitchen when someone hits hard? All you're going to do is you're going to stick your paddle out in front. This is a huge thing. If anyone hits the ball at you super fast, instead of going out to the ball, you are going to be like this. If you take a big swing at me, not only I'm going to duck, right? First you want to duck because the ball may go long, but if you can tell me that you're going to get your speed ups in, your big backswings, you have so much spin, I'm going to be like this right now if I know that ball is going to go in. The reason why this versus this is such a big difference, this is in the net right up to your opponent again or long, this is right back at them. You're going to be able to just knock that ball back and they're never going to want to hit hard to you again because they're going to think your hands are so good. Watch, ready? I'm going to demonstrate. Ball comes to me really fast. It takes so much time and I don't have time to start my paddle in and swing. No. Instead, ball comes fast, I'm going to stick my paddle straight out and I'm just going to deflect it off my paddle. There is a big difference. So again, instead of going out to the shot and reacting to it, you know it's fast, you want to just keep your paddle out here. I want my body square, my body forward, and just my paddle out, okay? I learned from Lee Whitwell on Instagram, there was a reel, and she said, you want to make sure that you hold your shield. Like the Roman Empire, you were holding your shield, right? Same exact thing with pickleball. You want to hold your paddle out in front and brace for impact. You don't want to be going out to the ball when it's coming fast to you, okay? So you want to make sure you get it out in front. Now the next thing, and this will be maybe for more beginner, intermediate, club level players, is you want to take 80% of the balls as a backhand. I'm a right-handed player. This is my right hip, okay? Lefties, it's going to be on this side, all right? I want to take any ball from my right hip over is going to be a backhand. So what I mean by this, okay? Forehand over here, but backhand, 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 till I get to a chicken wing. This is all of a backhand. You can think that you're flexing your muscle, you are doing a backhand. Too many players, they don't have fast hands because they take middle balls as a forehand and they end up getting jammed, they can't hit a good ball. No, I'm taking the middle ball as a backhand every single time, unless again, the ball is over this side of my right hip, and I'm going to then take a forehand. Hopefully I'll make contact with the middle of the paddle, not the side of the paddle like that, but that's okay. We're not working on contact. We're working on 2 times as fast hands, okay? Now, going on top of that, okay, players, they're being reactive because they're not starting in the right place. You might be trying to be proactive. You might be using this mental tip, but your hands are still not as fast. Maybe it's because we're not experienced enough. Maybe it's because we're too old. Maybe it's because you just don't have fast enough reflexes. No, none of those excuses, guys. Here's why. You ready? If you keep your hands close to your body during your ready position, in order to get to a ball, I'm going to have to go from here and then contact. Again, for backhand, I'm gonna have to go from here to then contact, okay? If I keep my hands down, I'm gonna have to go from here and then contact, here and then contact. So if your hands are down or if your hands are up but they're close to your body, you're going to take time or you're going to make contact close to your body. And notice when I make contact close to my body, watch what's going to happen with the paddle. Look. My paddle face is going to be up when I get jammed. Pop the ball up, winner, winner, chicken dinner. I'm going to give my opponent a free shot at my face. Instead of making contact close to my body, I'm going to start with my paddle away from my body. By starting with my paddle away from my body, now I'm going to be able to make contact away from my body. Do you guys see that? This versus this right there, 2 times as fast hands. Please leave me a YouTube tip, share with your friends, done. You guys got 2 times faster hands if you didn't already do that. I'm serious though. This versus this is twice as fast. No pun intended. Here we are, right here. This will make you such a more faster player, okay? Notice, what I can do is I wanna think that I have I'm hugging a tree, okay? Look, my arms aren't flared out, but my elbows are up and out in front of me every single time. Now I'm able to make contact earlier. Now I'm able to get twice as fast hands. Now the next thing about this tip, okay? Notice where my paddle is tilted, okay? So I want you to think 12 o'clock's right here, 1 o'clock's right here. If I'm a right-handed player, I want my paddle tilted at 11 o'clock. If I'm a left-handed player, I want my paddle tilted at 11 o'clock. You see that? So I'm not here as a righty. I am here as a right-handed player. I am here when I'm waiting up at the kitchen as a left-handed player. Why am I like this up at the kitchen and not like this? This is tennis, this is pickleball. This is tennis, this is pickleball. Well, if you guys were watching earlier in the video, what did I say? 80% at least of your volleys are going to be a backhand. You're not taking it as a forehand. So what you can do is you can cheat over a little bit into more of a backhand side. So now you're able to get to a backhand faster than being like this and then having to turn. Guys, the closer you are and the faster you hit the ball, the faster it is coming back. At the kitchen, if you want faster hands, you need to be efficient as possible. You need to be an electric car. You need to be a Tesla. You need to be a Toyota, a Toyota hybrid car. I forget a Prius. You need to be a Prius. You can't be just a giant diesel truck, right? Because you do not have time. So instead of being here and then having to go here, any way that I can be more efficient and save more time, you're going to take it and you're going to get faster hands. So by being more efficient, by getting by being quicker, again, we're going to get our arms out in front and we are going to tilt a little bit to the side so we can be efficient as possible. Now, why are we making contact out in front? This is another tip to get faster hands. We're being efficient. We're trying to be as early, take away time from our opponents, be as fast as possible. I want you to think about distance. The further I let the ball get to me, right? The further I let the ball get to me, the longer it is. Now, a couple seconds, but again, so quick, not a lot of space, right? So if I take a ball here, that is going to be more time than if I take a ball out here. So not only do I want you to be proactive, not reactive, not only do I want you to get your paddle out in front, but I want you to make contact out in front. Now, this is another mental tip. You have the tips, but I want you to have the mentality that you are going to take the ball as early as possible. By taking the ball as early as possible, it's going to take time away from your opponents. Imagine if someone speeds up the ball to you, or have you ever sped the ball up at someone, you tried to, and then they automatically just blocked it back really easily? At least for me, when I try to do that and someone just destroys my speed up because they're anticipating, they're being proactive, not reactive, they're being in the proper position like we just said, they're making contact early like we're discussing now, I'm not going to speed the next ball up at them. I'm probably not going to speed the ball up at them again for probably the next game or two until I get that out of my system and I forget it from my memory that they absolutely just ate and destroyed my speed up. And what I mean by that is if you do the right thing and make contact early out front, these bangers, these people who hit the ball hard, they're never going to want to speed the ball up at you again because you have 2 times as fast hands. Does that make sense? So make a mental effort to make contact as early and out in front as possible. A great drill to do is go out with your drilling partner, go out with whoever that you're hitting with and hit volleys, do fast hands, and just try to take every ball as early as possible. Make a mental tip again. Every single time, I am not letting the ball get to me. I am going to the ball. I want to pretend that pickleball is like $1 million, okay? I'm not just going to stand here and wait like this. No, I am going out to it, right? It's like free candy. I'm taking that candy. I'm not waiting for it, right? So I'm trying to make contact out in front. Now, this is another thing that's going to help you get 2 times as faster hands and more effective hands. The earlier that you take the ball, because of gravity, what does the ball do? The ball drops. So if the ball's here, it's going to be this high. The further back the ball gets, the lower it's going to be. This versus this for a volley, this is offensive or neutral. This is neutral or defensive. If I can get that ball earlier, I'm going to get it at a higher height so then I can smash the ball downward instead of upward and win more points. So by getting it earlier, you're going to get the ball at a higher point and you're going to be able to make a more offensive shot. Now, the next tip that we are going to give you is going to be about the swing. Too many players, they don't have fast hands in pickleball because they take such a big, giant swing. You don't have time for a big swing. Once again, the harder you swing at the ball, the faster the ball's going to come back. So where players go wrong with fast hands is they get in all these shots, they take a big swing and then boom, they can't get their paddle back in time and the ball comes right at them. So instead of taking a big swing, I want you to limit your swing. I want you to limit the amount of paddle movement that you have, okay? I want you to understand, and this was a big thing for me coming from a rackets background, that I can hit twice as big of a ball. I'm not going to try to hit the camera, but here we are. I can hit twice as big of a ball by snapping my wrist versus swinging my arm. Once again, I can hit the same amount of speed, not twice as big of a ball, sorry, I'm saying twice as many fast hands, right? But I can hit a ball for the same speed if I go like this, or if I go like this, or like this, versus if I go like that. Except the first ball, I'm going to be back in the proper position. The second ball, I'm going to take such a big cut that I'm not going to be able to get to the next ball. So by limiting your swing, it's going to make a huge difference. Now, how do we limit our swing? Very easy. The first tip that I'm going to give you is pretend that there is a brick wall behind you or a wall of fire, okay? If you touch it, you get burnt, okay? So I'm starting out front. Notice my paddle is never going, number one, back behind me. But number two, it is staying here. So the wall's behind my back. Now you want to take it even further, make the wall go out your sides of your lats, okay? So now it never goes past, okay? Keep on making this imaginary wall or fire get closer and more in front of you to the point that you have a visual that you can only take the paddle back here or here. The more you take the paddle back, the less time you have, the less hands that you have, okay? That's the first thing. Now, the second thing is, not only, and this goes on top of it, right? Once I swing, I wanna make sure I end up in this position, okay? Notice, after I swing, wherever I hit the ball, I want my paddle to end up at. So if I go here, I'm going to end up with my paddle here. Here, I'm going to end up with my paddle here. Notice every single time, regardless of where I hit it, my paddle tip ends up where I'm hitting the ball. I want you to think that it's a magnet in the middle. If I hit here, look, my paddle ends up here all the time. It doesn't go here, 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 here. We're not like Lord of the, what is it, Star Wars with the lightsabers or nunchucks I think about. No, here, 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 okay? Always ending up in the middle so I can be ready for the next ball. Now, if you're a tennis player like myself and you still struggle with big swings, the next drill that I'm going to give you is going to be for you. This is going to take your game to the next level, and it's going to eliminate all the big swings as possible. And if you're like me, even if I think about not taking big swings, I'm still going to take big swings. So this is going to force you not to take big swings. Are you ready? Perfect, let's go. So what you're going to do is you're going to get 2 balls and you're going to put the balls in your armpits. I'm having a little bit of trouble right now. There we are. Perfect, okay? Now what you're going to do is you're going to hop on one foot. No, I'm kidding. But you're going to keep the balls in your armpits, I'm telling you, okay? And now what you're going to do is you are going to swing and volley. Now, this is going to be very difficult to do, but you are going to do volleys with your partner or against the wall or wherever you are, and you are going to do your volleys. The reason why I am doing this drill, and this is the best drill possible for eliminating excess swing, excess paddle movement, is because this teaches me just to use my wrist. I'm not allowed, I can't take my paddle back now because why? My arms are tucked in me. I'm holding the balls. So by putting balls in your armpits and forcing yourself to just use your wrist, it's going to eliminate all the backswing possible. Now, take the balls away and let's explain that conceptually. This is another thing, okay? The moment that players' elbows move, it's when they're going to take a big swing. So what that drill did is it kept my elbows tucked into my body. So it made me just use my wrist. Big swings happen from the elbow being taken back. If you ever take a too big of swing in pickleball, or if you ever feel like you're losing in these hands battles or you're not fast enough, check, are my elbows out and flailing, okay? You wanna start in the ready position. Again, elbows out away from your body, right? But you wanna keep your elbows here. The moment my elbow goes up, the moment my elbow goes back, the moment I lose efficiency and I don't have as fast hands. So keep those elbows into your body at all times and just use the paddle. That's going to change your game. The elbows is where people go wrong. The elbows is why players don't have consistent shots. So keep those elbows in, do that drill, and guys, that's going to, again, get your hands twice as fast, hands down, 100% if you don't already do that. Now, the next thing that we're going to teach you to get faster hands is the rule of 10, okay? The rule of 10. 1 being super slow, 10 being super fast, 10 being super loose, 1 being super tight. So let's try it again, okay? 1 being super slow, the ball's coming super slow. 10 being the ball's being absolutely jetted at me, smashed at me. 10 being super loose with your paddle, which will make you have a big swing. And 1 being super tight, okay? If a ball comes, the rule of 10, if a ball comes at a 9, what I mean by that, super fast, then 10 minus 9, you wanna hold that paddle as a 1. So what I mean by that is if a ball's coming super fast at a 9 or an 8, if it's coming at 8, you want your paddle at a 2. The faster the ball comes, the tighter of a paddle you need. What I mean by that is by being tight, that's going to what? That's going to eliminate paddle movement. So if a ball gets drilled at me, I'm being like this. I'm being like this. Notice, if a ball comes fast, your paddle is going to block the ball right back. You don't need any swing. Now, that's the opposite for a slow ball. If a ball comes at a 1, being super slow, 10 minus 1 is 9. 10 being the loosest, so you want to be a 9 being loose. So if it's a slow ball and you have time, then you want to be looser with your shots. You can take a little bit of a bigger swing. If a ball comes fast, you need to keep the paddle tight and keep it short. So the slower the ball, the more you can take a bigger swing. Why do you want to take a bigger swing and a looser swing? Because it takes your own power to generate power. The hardest balls to hit power in pickleball are balls with no pace. That's why a lot of players struggle with those lob serves that come to them, because they're gripping the paddle super tight. If you ever struggle with people who just moonball and lobs the serves, you need to get your momentum into it, and you need to let your paddle go to create your own power and then also get your own spin. That's a huge thing again. So if a ball's coming at a 1 super slow, I'm going to grip my paddle at a 9 super loose and take a big swing. If a ball's coming at a 9 super fast, I'm going to grip my paddle at a 1 and take a short swing. By adjusting your swing and your tightness depending on the ball, this is going to change your game. The faster, the shorter, the tighter. The slower, the looser, the bigger, okay? This is going to be a game changer for you. So just to review for everyone again, we are being proactive. We're not being reactive. Someone speeds the ball up. We're saying this. We're saying maybe you give a high ball. Maybe your opponent gives a high ball. What are you doing? You're waiting with your paddle out in front. You're not standing here. You're taking 80% of all your pickleball shots as a backhand, not as forehand, unless it's on the opposite side of your dominant hip or on the side of your dominant hip. We're leaning forward. We're trying to make the contact with the ball as early as possible because we're trying to make the ball at the highest height possible that we can. We're taking time away from our opponents. We're making them think twice about our speed ups. We're making sure that we are limiting our backswing. The number one key factor towards a big backswing is what? Flailing our elbows out. The moment that we flail our elbows out, the moment that we are taking a big swing. So if we ever feel like we struggle with that, we're keeping our elbows in, we're just using our wrists, because now we know that we can hit twice as big of a ball by going like this versus going like that. When we're taking big swings, big cuts, we're making sure that we're always ending up in the front. The moment that my paddle goes down, the faster I hit the ball, the faster it's going to come back. I don't have time for that, so I have to make sure that I finish out in front. Again, we're making sure, the rule of 10, if the ball is coming at a 9 super slow, we're gripping the paddle at a 1 super loose. We're taking a big swing. If the ball is coming at a 1 super fast, we're gripping the paddle at a 9 super tight. We're being proactive, we're hitting the balls early as possible, and you guys will once again get twice as fast hands in pickleball. Now, guys, I gave you all the tips. I gave you all the tricks. Now I'm gonna give you one last thing to do. You want the best way to get fast hands in pickleball, or faster hands in pickleball. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? The fastest way to get faster hands in pickleball. And guys, it's been a long day today. I've been planning Universal Rackets programs. I recorded another YouTube. Oh my gosh, it's been crazy, but here we are. We're gonna do it, okay? You guys ready? Fastest way to get faster hands in pickleball. Let's go. Guys, I just realized there actually isn't a wall here, so we can't do it. But the best way to get faster hands in pickleball is to go against the wall. The wall you will never lose to. I don't care if you're Tyson McGuffin, Ben Johns, the wall always wins. The wall, by doing fast hands and drilling against the wall, it's going to get your reflexes up. It's going to force you to become more efficient, because the faster ball comes at you, the faster you hit the ball, the faster the ball is going to come back, okay? So make sure, again, go against the wall and just hit every single day if you can. Go on the side of your house, as long as the pickleball sound doesn't annoy your neighbors. Go out and just go back and forth and drill on the wall. It's going to get your hands so fast. I'm telling you, it's going to automatically change your game. Now, I just remembered after that one tip, another tip while I was looking for a wall for us to go over, which I will do another video on how to train against the pickleball wall, all right? Here we are. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to tell you. Big thing with me is when I go big with my fast hands, I think that I'm going to win the point. Now I told you, when we go big with our fast hands, we have to make sure that we're in the proper position. But not only that we're in the proper position, expect that if you go big against someone at the kitchen and hit it hard, you need to be ready for the next ball. This is also demonstrated in a speed up versus cleanup, okay? I play mostly 5-0 and below pickleball. I don't really play any higher level than that. I'm focused on building the biggest pickleball community company in the country, in the world. I don't have time to go pro, right? So what do I do? What do I mean by that? If I drill a ball, right? If I drill a ball as a speed up, or if I smash the ball at someone, I'm expecting to win the point. And at a recreation level, this happens many times, okay? You smash the ball down, you're winning it. The higher level of pickleball you get, if you go big at a ball, what did I say? The faster you hit, the faster the ball is going to come back. So what happened with me when I go and play with some high level players sometimes that play pro tournaments and everything, I will speed up the ball to them. It'll be a good speed up. I'll disguise it, everything. It's amazing. And then here we are, and then I get body bagged. They'll hit the ball right at me. I'll be like, ah, that hurts so much. You know why? Because I'm not anticipating the next ball. I think that I already won the point. I think that I got them. After you speed up the ball, and if that's an actual speed up or a volley speed up, you need to be ready for the cleanup. What I mean by that, speed up, clean up, okay? Not only using these tips, right? I use these tips when I play. I try to use these tips, but even if I'm in this position once I'm done, I still think mentally that I won the point. I need to be ready for the next ball. So if I go big on the next ball, I need to be here, not only technically, but mentally, that I am going to have to hit another ball and win the point. Guys, this is huge, at least for me. This is going to take my game to the next level. Even if I go big and think I'm winning the point hard, I need to be here for the next ball. So again, if I go big on a shot, here we are, I go big, here we are, boom, I'm ready, next ball, okay? You need to always be ready for the next ball. And hey, guess what? What I'm starting to learn too is if I go big on the ball and I don't have to hit another ball, at least I'm in the ready position just in case. It's like always think the ball's in until the ball actually goes out. Players, they'll look at the ball, they'll be like, oh, wait, it went in, right? Instead, if there's a ball that's going out, I will run it down and act like I'm gonna hit it until the ball goes out. Because just in case there's wind, just in case that ball goes back in, I'm ready. Same thing with anticipating and being ready for that next ball, okay? If you go big for the ball, anticipate that you're here. Even if you win the point, you're in the proper position, you think that you always have another ball, you're going to completely be ready, change your game. And when you play those high-level players that you don't always play, if you do always play with them, that's amazing. I'm very honored that you're watching this video, but I feel like for beginner, intermediate, club level players, they're not going to be playing that level, right? When you eventually do and you play a tournament and you get paired up against a 1 seed in a tournament, you guys are going to be good because you have that mentality. Again, I hope this video gave you 2 times as fast hands. When you go tomorrow, your open play, wherever you are, use 1, 2, 3 of these tips, try all of them, try them in your drilling before you go out and play. This will give you 2 times as faster hands. If I gave you 2 times as faster hands, what you can give me is any type of community that you know that needs pickleball programming. My name's Tyler Stroig. I'm the owner of Universal Rackets, and my goal is to get all of our pickleball programs all across the country. We run beginner, intermediate, club level pickleball clinics with all my tips, all my tricks. We have certified instructors that will come out to you and run clinics, fundraisers events, corporate events, special events, any type of pickleball event, you name it. Fill out the link in the description and a Universal Rackets representative will get out to you. Now also make sure to follow me on Instagram, make sure to follow my wife on Instagram at The Pickle Yogi. Make sure to subscribe to our newsletter. We have this awesome new amazing Selkirk, Invicta, Vanguard, midweight, control paddle, best paddle in the game. I can't put it down. I absolutely love it. I love my Lux too. We are doing a full review on this paddle on our newsletter only. So if you want to figure out every single thing about this paddle from yours truly and my beautiful wife, make sure to click the link in the description to subscribe to our newsletter. Subscribe to our YouTube. Have a good one. Happy hitting, and I will see you guys next time on court and get 2 times as faster hands. These people that hit these balls at you super fast now, they're never going to want to hit you again because you watched this video. See you next time. Don't share this with your opponents, by the way, because you don't want them getting 2 times as faster hands.